A single photo led to a serious conversation about toxic shock syndrome. Lauren Wasser was a model and aspiring WNBA athlete. Her life was put on hold at 24 years old when she got toxic shock syndrome from a tampon. As a result, she had to have her right leg amputated. The story on Vice.com has received more than 6 million page views and in June 2015 started a global discussion. I'm Callie Buseman. Today on Daily Vice, we kick off our week-long series highlighting Vice's biggest stories of 2015. Writer Tori Telfer spoke with Lauren Wasser for Vice.com.
Toxic shock syndrome is basically what happens when a bacterial infection goes very wrong. It's usually involving a type of staph bacteria, and that bacteria starts producing a toxin and it'll send the body into shock. And it's a life-threatening illness. The most publicized cases involve tampons. People can get toxic shock from leaving a tampon in too long or from using a tampon that's too absorbent for what they need. Lauren had this totally idyllic life. She was tall, blonde, beautiful. She had a basketball scholarship. 1 month, she got her period, and she got her regular brand of tampons, and she started feeling like she was coming down with the flu. She passes out for she doesn't know how long, 1 day, 3 days, and she wakes up to the police banging down her door. She's had a huge heart attack. Her internal organs are shutting down. She had contracted gangrene. Her right leg was amputated below the knee. Her left leg was amputated just the toes. She was depressed, suicidal. The photographs that ran with the Vice article were the first time that Lauren had allowed her prosthetic leg to be photographed in any sort of official way. They're sort of like a reclaiming the person she used to be, but since they so explicitly show her leg, they're also an acknowledgement that she never will be that person again.
Lauren talked about how toxic shock syndrome has impacted her life as part of our series Broadly Meets.
I had to come out with my story because I needed to share what was happening and speak for all those little girls who have lost their lives. I stand for not just a disability, but I stand for women and women's rights.
Before all of this happened, did you know about toxic shock?
I didn't know. There was nothing that I could associate with it because I hadn't seen anything of it, you know? Like, I just want to fight and make sure that people are aware of this. A little rusty, you know? Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the accident?
I was on my period and I was using Super Plus tampons. So I was just doing my usual routine and I just started feeling really sick. I got in my apartment and I just felt so hot. I just wanted everything off me immediately and I just wanted my bed. I didn't care about anything else. So I immediately stripped off everything, got in my bed, and that's the last thing that I remember. They found me face down in my bedroom 10 minutes from death. Then they rushed me to the hospital where all my organs were failing. I had numerous blood transfusions. I was just plummeting and they had no idea why. Thank God there was an infectious disease doctor that was actually on call and he said, check if she has a tampon. They found the tampon and they sent it over to the lab and it came back as TSS. I was still plummeting and they were just telling my mom, my godfather, like, we don't know if this girl's gonna make it. Like, we've done everything physically possible. I'm gonna go home and basically pray for your daughter with my family and you should do the same. And my mom, I can't imagine what she must have been going through. Sorry. They put me in a medically induced coma and I was on life support. I had breathing tubes and I believe I was in a coma for like a week and a half. I woke up and I was overhearing a conversation. It was literally like, I have a 24-year-old girl here and she's gonna need a below-the-knee amputation on her right leg. And the thought of my legs being gone, no way, you know? I was like telling my mom, like, please don't let that happen. Like, this can't be real, you know? I just remember them coming in and having me sign the papers. And then it really hit me that that was my reality, that next day, my life wouldn't be the same.
Put your foot out again.
I don't have toes. and I don't have a heel, so they kind of made this thing specifically for my little foot, so it would go in there and then it would kind of be like, it's almost like a
sleeve for your foot.
yeah,
so-
but it just looks like a real foot. Yeah, there it is. I feel like through phototherapy that my girlfriend, she's a photographer, and she would just keep shooting me, even in the moments when I didn't want her to shoot me, and I would just mean mug her and be so angry. But you know, through her showing me those pictures, I saw myself in a whole different light. I think I'm more beautiful now than I've ever been, inside and out.
Lauren tells Broadly she thinks this issue has been swept under the rug because it's a taboo subject. She's advocating for more transparency and warnings about the long-term effects of tampons. That's today's Daily Vice. Tomorrow, another one of Vice's biggest stories of 2015, the transgender community's fight for equality.
Trans healthcare! Whether we want it.
Check out new episodes of Daily Vice every weekday on Vice.com.